Hello everyone, I am going to show you some quick things on Property Boss and how to install it onto your computer. Now this is online, so go ahead and open your browser. I'll pause for a few seconds just so that you can kind of follow along. The website is propertyhost.propertyboss.net. You're going to want to sign in. I should have already sent this also to you. Now, first thing you want to do is come over here to downloads, and whichever operating system that you're on, whether it's Windows or Apple, come over here and hit the download. Now you only have to do this one time because this is going to put like permissions into your computer so that it's able to run the remote session. Not important. I've already installed it. So once you download this, just go ahead, open the file, and it'll run and follow the instructions. If you have any problems with that, just call me up. So after you finish that, you want to go back home and click on Connect. Now this is also going to download a file, but it does delete because you'll have to do this every time you connect. It's going to download this file, but it deletes on its own, so it's not going to take up any room in your computer. So then you should get a new window, and this is it kind of going into Property Boss. It's like a remote session too. We are going to be using the first database. The second one holds like all the tax and insurance information, but we'll get to that another time. I just want to go over rents and work orders, so we're going to hit the first one. You probably only have that one option when you sign in. So what I really want you to do is kind of go through everyone's ledgers and things like that. If we hit units and leases, we'll see a list. Now this may not be your list to your company, but right now we are looking at San Antonio. And on the plus signs, you'll see that there are leases with the tenant information. I want you to check to make sure that the leasing information on these are correct and they are current. And also if the transactions on here are correct. So this one, it looks like it ended in 2020. There may have been a renewal, but we may not have it. We're going mainly off of whatever is kind of emailed to us. We may not know if that is the correct tenant, but if it's not, let us know. Send us the current lease information so we can get this updated, because this guy found like 27,000. I know that's not right. So if we go over here to his ledger, we haven't. Oh, he's getting a daily charge for late fees, but his last payment was back in 2020. This person probably has already moved out. But there's always two ways to kind of look at the leases. Now, again, if we go to units and leases, you'll come up here and you'll hit the lease, edit the lease, and go to register. Now, if you want to see like the lease information, like the start date, this will be on the first tab. To look at his charges, that's what monthly charges that he has, right? And we can also change these. So let's say he does sign a new lease, we can renew it here. We'll hit this button, renew, and change the rent amounts whenever those changes happen. The late fees, you can also change those. If you want to, you can fill in this information. We really don't use it. This is the tenant information. So if you have maybe phone numbers, emails that are not here, go ahead and edit the contact, and you can fill in that information, whatever you want in there. But most important is this register, which is the ledger for them. Take a look at that, make sure everything is correct. If you have some kind of difference, like let's say on your record she's current, you may want to check these payments, check the rental amount that it's charging correctly. So you can go through here, or you can go here to view a register, and you can either search by name or search by address. Okay, so it's name or address, or just do the drop down. So we can see here, this one is current, $0. The leasing information, you can always go back through units and leases, or you can use this jump here. And I think it's this button. Okay, there we go. And then we'll come back to the register. So there's always more than one way to kind of get around here. But what I want you to do is post your payments, right? So what we'll do is we'll just click on new. You'll have to do the drop down here and go to tenant payment. Now you can type the T to get you there faster. If they're paying by check, you can, or if you're paying cash, put it in cash. Here in the reference number, I'd like to put like money order, check numbers. So we'll just do something right quick. I'm gonna delete this. Now I do have privileges to delete. You won't have that. So if there is something that you need deleted, please let me know and I'll delete it for you. You can print the receipt. And it should automatically go to the printer that you have set up. Oh, that was another thing, your printers. But I'll come back to that. So we'll press OK. So then you'll see oh, I didn't put an amount, but there's the tenant payment that I just did. I'm going to delete this. So usually, we don't want to delete tenant payments. We can reverse them. We can void them. It's just to show record of what or why you're needing to do that. Usually, like for NSFs, you can reverse those. So I can open up this payment. Let's say it was NSF. We'll just hit that button, and it'll reverse it back out. Okay, so now we can go to work orders. I know there's a little bit more things that I have. You won't have so many navigation tools on the left side, but for you, you can go into work orders. And, well, there's none in San Antonio, so I haven't been inputting them in here, but it's a good time to start. So this short description, I think we have one for maintenance here. It's usually what we use, maintenance, and what you'll do is you're going to put it on the property and then put the address that you're going to be using, and under details, and now that there's nothing. Nothing. I'd say transactions. So that's important. And in this long description, like you can put what you need done on the property. So like if it's a plumbing issue, maybe you want to put that in. Like the sink is stuffed up. So and so is going to be on the job. So once you do find your contractor, you want to assign this work order to him. So you'll have a list here of all the vendors from QuickBooks will be in here. And once you do that, you can come over here to transactions and you'll enter a new transaction for the property and the invoice number. So we kind of want to keep this same number. So we like to number it 9722-1. So like if this is the first draw that you're doing on the account or the first payment that you're making, just put number 1 and then so forth, right? In sequential. Pick your vendor. Sure. The invoice, usually just the day you're doing it, on receipt, the amount. So what you're really doing here is you're inputting a bill into QuickBooks. Now, to transfer this over to our QuickBooks file, it does take an extra step, but I probably have to do like a separate video for that. So I'm just going to run through here real quick and not do too much, I guess. But we'll go ahead. Let's say it was $50. And this address, I forgot the address, 122. Oh, I'm sorry. This one, you have to click it twice over here. The memo for check. You'll put Shenandoah. So you kind of want to keep the same address. I'm sorry, I did it wrong. I don't want to go through it all, but you're inputting the bill, and this gets transferred over to QuickBooks, and then QuickBooks pays that check. You see what I'm saying? So we're going to do it to contract labor and material, or just contract labor or repairs and maintenance. I got to see what's on your chart of accounts so I know which one I can use. But usually our chart of accounts are the same throughout every QuickBooks file company. So, so once you input this bill, it needs to be approved. Now, switching back and forth, sending it over to QuickBooks, I'll have to think about that. I'll think about that. But, just kind of briefly, I showed you how to put in a work order, and then afterwards you'll have to approve it. So this is the one we did. We'll just right click, approve bill for payment, and then it's ready to send over. And I'll do a separate video about sending. That's if you're going to be doing the checks using our QuickBooks. So if you have your own set of QuickBooks, I don't know. I think I have to call somebody. I don't know. I'll think about it. I'll think about it. Okay, so anyways, that's really the basic thing that I want you to do. I want you to come back here, look at your registers, make sure all the leasing information is correct. Start inputting your receipts, your payments into here. And if you need some changes done, let me know. Or Ezekiel or Marky can also help you. But that's pretty much it. Very easy. We'll get into reports. I'll probably do another session on reports. And I've already done this video very long. So we'll just leave it like that. Is this okay? Let me know. All right. Well, thanks everybody.